How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to another Locals feature match. Here we've got Madolche Dogmatika versus a good old Dragon Link, everybody's favorite new Tier 1 combo deck. Well, I guess it's not new, it's just been getting gradually better and better. So Madolche starting things off here with the Petting Cessor. And then it'll be met with an infinite impermanence. But then we're going to see the normal summon of the Dogmatika Ecclesia. Of course, that's going to add a copy of Fleur-de-Lis here. Could, of course, also go for a copy of Punishment, but perhaps maybe already has it at this point. Setting one, and then playing Madolche Continuous. I believe when this, when a Madolche effect activates, you can like set a Madolche spell or trap directly from the deck. Something along the lines of that. Our Dragon Link player actually just completely passing, and we'll take a little chunk of damage here from those two attacks. And our Madolche player also not doing anything either on his turn. It looks like he does have a copy of Forbidden Droplet in hand. And we're going to see the normal summon of Tracer, Rocket Tracer. And that's going to go into the Striker Dragon. And it looks like he'll have the follow-up in that of the Noctovision Dragon, I believe is the name. Pretty good extender. I believe it's like it's like a newer card that's being played in the Dragon Link deck, but it is very good. And he'll go ahead and search that copy of Boot Sector Launch from his deck, of course, off of that Striker Dragon. It's crazy. This deck really only needs like any dragon monster just to go into that of the Tracer Dragon, or the Striker Dragon, my bad. Like I've seen sometimes like people will outright just normal summon like Flammable Guard, for instance, and just go right into Striker Dragon, and it's already setting them up so much. And then we're gonna see the Dragoonity Knight Romulus. It's gonna either grab a Dragoonity card and equip it to it, and it's the Divine Lance, I believe, or it can go ahead and grab a copy of Dragon's Ravine from the deck. But he's going to go for the Divine Lance, which is going to allow him to equip a Dragoonity to it. And I believe that's either Phalanx or Dux. It's a level 2 tuner. And we're going to see Elpie come out, because we know how good that card is. And alongside that, that World Legacy Guard Dragon. And that's going to revive that Dragoonity monster and turn it into a Guard Dragon Pisty. So now he just basically has summon any dragon from your deck, and also summon any dragon from grave or banishment to follow up. Just because, you know, those cards are really, really good. And we're going to see a Forbidden Droplet right here, and has plenty of cards to send. Could send off the Continuous and the Petting Cessor. And is going to be able to negate 2 cards, and won't be able to respond with monsters or spells. That's pretty big here. So assuming that is going to turn off completely Pisty and Elpie, which is very, very good in this situation. So yeah, I believe it is the Dragoonity Koos is the one that he ended up equipping from deck. I could be wrong. I'm not super familiar with all the Dragoonity cards. I've played against Dragoonity very, very few times. At least Dragon Link, I should say. I think I've only played against it one particular time, at least that I can remember. But it looks like we're going to see him commit all the way into a Borosaur Dragon. And he'll take the 3K there. And I believe the equip should be falling off at this point. And Ecclesia actually cannot be destroyed by battle by an extra deck monster. So that Borosaur Dragon not going to be able to do too much there. And they'll decide to turn into defense afterwards, because why not? And then we're going to see, I think, Madolche be normal summoned here. I believe that's Madolche. And then it's going to be met with the Infinite Impermanence. So he will not be able to really go too much further into his play, unfortunately. But we're going to see a Forbidden Droplet and tribute it off. So it actually will be able to go through, since that target is no longer on the field. And Impermanence will essentially just fizzle in this instance. And he's going to be able to negate the Borosaur in the process. So pretty nice. Droplet becoming super versatile here in this particular matchup. And it looks like he has a copy of Triple Tactics Talents in hand as well. And I think he is attempting to run over, or at least crash the Boral Sword, because the Boral Sword is actually at 1500, but I don't believe that. I'm a little confused because Boral Sword I don't believe can be destroyed by battle, period. Well, its effects are negated, so I guess it doesn't matter. So yeah, he'll just be able to outright remove the Boral Sword there, because again, its effects are negated and they're both at 15 due to droplet. So yeah, he'll be able to clear it and keep his Ecclesia in the process, but not going to move on much further than that. We're going to see Boot Sector launch here. We're going to see Rocket Tracer, and then we're going to see another rocket come out from the deck. And right now, I believe it has the opportunity for a level 8 Synchro play, so we're going to see possibly, Borreload Savage Dragon come out here, and it's going to attempt to equip, and there is Fleur-de-Lis, and he does have a Dogmatika monster on board other than Fleur-de-Lis, so he will be able to provide that negate, and he'll attempt to swing over the Ecclesia for 1500 more damage. Little mini earthquake there. It's all good though. Hoot Cake will hit the board, banishing Madolche, and going to summon one from deck. And I don't think there's much our Madolche player is going to be able to do from here. Angeli also hitting the field now, tagging out for a copy of Messengelato. And I believe that is going to be able to search a Madolche spell. Or trap, I believe. I could check here. When this card is special summon, you can add Madolche spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So it looks like he will go ahead and search a Madolche card. And I believe he is searching Madolche Salon, which says during your main phase, you can normal summon one Madolche monster in addition to your normal summon set. And then if another Madolche card or cards is returned from your field or graveyard to your hand or main deck by a card effect, you can set a Madolche spell or trap directly from your deck. So that card is pretty nice, just because obviously it's like a brilliant fusion for Madolches. But then you also have it, be able to just directly set your counter trap from deck too, which is very nice. So Madolche just winning right there in the sort of the simplified game state. Forbidden Droplets being a huge factor in who took game one right there. Hands down. Just being able to constantly shut him down at every angle, and leave him with not much to work with in the Ecclesia, kind of holding down the fort there, since his only option was to go into an extra deck monster. I mean, he could have arguably left the Pisty and the Elpie and the Romulus there, and just kind of hope that they'd survive instead of kind of committing all the way into a Boral Sword. It is what it is. I mean, I don't really know if much was changing past that though. But either way, we're on our way to our standard combo here. We're gonna see the Divine Lance Koos, and then we're gonna see that really fair and balanced Link monster that we all love and know, and that is Linkaros. We're going to see Martial Metal Marcher. He's going to start marching. He's going to go ahead and revive that Koos, and then we're going to see him go into the Halka Fibrax here, which we'll see what he's going to summon from the deck. I know Vylon Cube has been very popular with this particular strategy. I'm still actually not sure how they destroy the Smoke Grenade. I'm thinking it's with Rocket Tracer now that I've actually, now that I think about it for a split second here. And it looks like it will be Vylon Cube. And we're going to see Herald of the Arclight get summoned. And since he did synchro for a light, a light synchro monster, he can add an equip. But he's actually just going to grab Living Fossil here, which I think is just much better. It's just extension. Free extension. You name it. Reviving any level 4 or lower? Yeah, why not? So now we're going to see Living Fossil. Basically, Monster Reborn in this instance, to revive that Dragoonity Koos, and we're going to see him just go right into Striker Dragon, and he's going to go ahead and use the arrow scheme there from the Hulk and the Striker Dragon to trigger the effect of the Elpie. And he's going to go ahead and summon out Omni Dragon Brotor, so he'll end up discarding to, I believe, summon a dragon from the deck, or searching one rather, of the similar, same attribute of the monster they targeted. So he's going to be able to search Chaos Dragon Levianeer. which is a very good card here, of course. It has the capability of hand looping. Yeah, so Omni Dragon Brotar says basically, you know, if this card is special summon, you can target one face-up monster on the field, discard one card, and if you do, add one monster from your deck to your hand with the same type and attribute as that target, but a different name. So that's how he's going to get access to that Chaos Dragon Levianeer, and we're just going to see him link into a Pisty now, and also the Buster link just for arrow schemes, and go ahead and summon Rocket Tracer back. So he is got to get free from the dragon lock, and he's going to do that with the Hieratic Heavenly Spheres, which will put up a nice interruption for the opponent to have to deal with. And we're going to see him banish 3 for the Chaos Dragon Levianeer, and we're going to see him take 1 random card, because why not? And he's going to roll a 2, and that card will go right back into the deck. Hopefully, yeah, obviously it was one of his better cards. And there's the Union Carrier. And I think what we're going to see here... Okay, no, he's going to have another Rocket Tracer. And that's going to destroy the Boot Sector launch. And he's going to go ahead and get another Rocket monster from the deck. So it's just going to be a level 4 Rocket here. And so... I was going to say he's probably going to have to synchro with a Herald to get into Borreload Savage with Tracer, but he's already got 2 more Rockets on the field. So he'll just go into a free Borreload Savage there, and then equip it with the Halqifibrax from the graveyard, and set 1 and pass. Forgetting to use Union Carrier here, funny enough. He also might have sided out the Buster Whelp. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he thought he was going to be made to go... yeah, I'm not actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say that he forgot to equip Buster, which may or may not matter so much here. We'll find out, because obviously with the Dogmatika cards helping out so much, you don't really need so much access to the extra deck. Madolche can put out big beaters in of its own right with the field spell. But I don't know. Either way, this is going to be a tough field to break with or without the Buster. We're going to see Hoot Cake here. And still staring down a pretty menacing field. We're going to see him go Battle Phase. And attempting to clear the Herald. And that's going to trigger the Hieratic Spheres to bounce it back. And it's going to be able to tag out for another dragon from the deck. Of course, its attack and defense will go to 0-0. And he's going to summon out the Starliege Seifert Dragon. And possibly be able to trigger its effect to add 1 back, I believe. But it also might only be on normal summon. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see here. Yeah, Starliege Seifert says... you can send any number of dragon monsters from your hand and or face-up field of the graveyard. Add a dragon monster from your deck to your hand whose levels equal the total original levels of those monsters sent to the graveyard. Yeah, so you won't be able to actually use the effect here. But we're going to see Nadir Servant sending Entus. So he ideally had like a decent way to out the Buster here with Nadir Servant. You know, via the Entus. But obviously he does have the Omni Negates to... back it up, of course, which is the most important part. So he's going to attempt to remove either the Herald or the Savage, and we're going to see, obviously, the Savage negate the Entus there. Ecclesia comes down. It's met with an Infinite Impermanence. So we're going to see the Madolche Salon, which is going to grant him an additional normal summon of a Madolche, as we talked about earlier. Which is a very, 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 very good card. It's a newer Madolche card, coming out of Eternity Code. That is pretty new. I didn't know it was that new. I don't recall getting the Madolche support so recently, but it looks like that's gonna do it for his turn. The Salon being negated by Herald, and then the Dragon Link player not opting to forget this time that Buster, and he's gonna go ahead and summon out a Rocket Synchron, and he's going to go into the Chaos Dragon Levianeer, go into Borrelsword, and that's going to be game very quickly. So he did make a little bit of a slip up there in game 2, but luckily for him, he had enough on the field to sort of make up for that mistake, You might not always be that lucky, ladies and gentlemen, so do not forget your Union Carrier. But we're going to head into Game 3 here, and as we do, I want to mention a quick shout-out to our sponsor at Imperium Duelist. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel and getting some amazing products out of, doing so in the process, check them out. A link to their website down below where you can get playmats, binders, deck boxes, sleeves, dice, t-shirts even, and all at a discount for 10% off using my discount code WinnerKills10OFF down in the description. I highly recommend you guys check them out. I've been using their stuff for years now, and I haven't regretted a single moment of it. So definitely check them out. And also, of course, don't forget to use my affiliate link to TCG Player down in the description. I'm sure you guys have heard of TCG Player if you're watching this video. If you guys are buying any cards, anything at all, do not forget to use my affiliate link, because a small portion of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel. It's a great way to directly support the channel while just shopping on TCG Player like you normally would. So getting back to the game here, standard combo seems to be taking off. Romulus play into the the Link Cross, and we're going to see Halka Fibrax here with Marcher, and that of the other token, or the Link Cross itself rather. That's going to go for Hulk, and we're going to see Hulk summon not Vylon Cube this time around, but the Black Rose Dragon, or the that's the Synchro Monster, but it's the newer Black Rose Wyvern, maybe. I don't know any of these cards. Now for White Rose Dragon to summon itself from the deck. And I do apologize if I'm not super familiar with all these cards. I do have to watch these duels back. This is 4K, so I have to watch it back in literally 1/8 quality, because my computer is not good enough currently to watch the playback in full resolution while doing commentary. So I do apologize. I am trying my best. So we're going to see Living Fossil bring back Koos, and I am also trying to look up cards on the fly on my phone, just so I'm not completely in the dark. But we're going to see LP bring out Brotar, and we'll see him discard, and I imagine he's going to target Brotar itself, or any of his guard dragons. Really, Pisty could go here, just needs to target any dark monster just so he can get access to Levianeer. And we're going to see him link off Hulk and Brotar into the Buster Link here, and Brotar and the Buster Link from Pisty for Herratic Spheres. Now he needs to get out of the dragon lock from the guard dragons here. So we'll see what he goes into with that. He's going to go into the Dilingerous Dragon. And then that and the other Dragoonity monster for Union Carrier. There's Quick Launch. Pretty dang good card to have right here. Basically E-Telly for dragons. But E-Telly is still at 1 for some reason. The world may never know. And we'll see if he forgets Union Carrier here this time around. Hopefully he's learned his lesson from the previous game. Almost, possibly could have cost him. I think that is the most potent part about the Dragon Link board, is that Union Carrier for Buster. And we're going to see Omni Dragon Brotar come down. It's going to put one back into the deck. And we're going to see Rocket Tracer destroy the Chaos Dragon Levianeer to summon out another rocket from the deck. And that's going to complete Boarload Savage. He's going to equip it with the Dilingerous Dragon, or he's using Dilingerous Dragon's effect in the graveyard here when a monster, a rocket monster, or dragon monster is destroyed. Not entirely sure here. Unfamiliar with the card. But it looks like now here we're proceeding to the end of the turn. And he's equipping it with Abso Router. And it looks like he may have possibly sided out Buster in anticipation that he'd be made to go, that he's thinking, maybe he'd be going second here in game 2. And our Madolche players made him go first. So perhaps that is, forced him to side out Buster, so that he would not be able to, because, if you're gonna go second, having the Buster in the deck doesn't help you out a whole lot. So that is interesting right there. Lightning Storm is going to be negated, the activation negated by Herald, and allowing him to play a second copy because it is, I believe it's only if the activation, it can only be activated once per turn, and the activation is negated, much like Shaddoll Fusion. You can activate a second copy legally so long as the activation of the first one was negated. So, and after the double Lightning Storm Assault, we're going to see a pretty aggressive push here. Madolche and Petting Cessor for the Pudding Cess, and that's going to allow him to go ahead and summon the newest Ixies for Madolche's, the Teacher Glass Souffle. And it looks like he's going to attempt to go battle phase here, and he's going to attempt to swing over the Union Carrier, and the Erratic Spheres is going to attempt to bounce the Glass Souffle, but it'll chain its effect in response to make sure that Glass Souffle is unaffected by monster effects except its own, so he'll have no other choice but to bounce the Madolche, I believe, back to his hand. And we're going to see the Erratic Spheres essentially miss its ideal target, and summon out a Seifert from the deck. And he'll use the Glass Souffle's other effect. If a Madolche card is sent to the graveyard, he can shuffle up to 2 cards in his graveyard back into the deck. So just recycle a Lightning Storm. The Union Carrier is going to get run over here. And that's very, very important since they are in time now. Time has been called. And they're still in the battle phase. And our Dragon Link player is desperately searching for some way to get some burn damage here. But he just does not have a way to do it, I believe. Kind of joking around a little bit here. So he's going to search the Chaos Dragon Levianeer off Brotar. But yeah, just doesn't have a way to do it. And our Madolche player is going to win in time there in that clutch battle phase maneuver with Glass Souffle. So do not underestimate Madolche's. I'll try to get you guys a profile for it sometime soon. But yeah, that's going to do it for this live duel. I'm very, very behind on live duels. I do realize that, so expect to be bombarded with these in the next week or so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, Winner Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And last but not least, a huge shout out to our Divine Level channel members here on YouTube, Academic Thick, Travis Harris, Zors, and Cadillacs84. Thank you guys so much for the continued support and, just for helping make videos like these possible on a regular basis.